If you're curious about what home prices are doing in the Stockton area and beyond, stay tuned for this video. We're going to cover home prices, homes for sale, how quickly they are selling. My name is David, this is Richard, and we're here to do the Stockton housing update for August 2023. Richard, why don't we get into our first slide, first set of data here. What is it?
Okay, this first slide has our pending, solds, and for sale. Pendings at least came up some from last month, still at a pretty low number, but at least came up from last month. Good thing is, finally the inventory is starting to show that it might start creeping up a little bit.
So how many homes do we have on the market this last month?
245 versus 212 versus 202 versus 230, so, you know, few months.
Yeah.
But the sales are still pretty low. Hopefully these two numbers bring the sales up next month, month after. David, what are some more specifics on some of this chart here?
Yeah, I always like to compare to a year ago. Last July of 2023, you can see on the chart, there were 548 homes on the market. Here we are, July 2023, just 245. That's a decrease of about 55% less homes on the market. And you know, as Richard alluded to, really the last 5 months have all been between 227 to 245, are starting to creep back up. But really 5 months here of super low inventory, which is unlikely for summer months, really.
Yeah, usually spring and summer is when you see all the listings come up because they're selling so they can get moved where they're going for their children to go to the new schools.
Yeah, and then the red line across the chart here is our pending sales. As you can see, that's kind of flat line as well. It's kind of ebbing and flowing a little bit, but historically for summer, really down. So let's take a look at next how that has affected home prices here in Stockton.
Okay, and in this weird chart you see here, which has been weird now for a few months, the green line is the average price for sale in Stockton. The red line is the average price sold in Stockton. What a gap. This one looks more normal, but this obviously was probably driven up by a few overpriced $1-2 million sales that started having to come back down. So David, what kind of percentages does that give us on some of these other numbers?
I just want to touch on the average sold price here in Stockton. We did see a decline in what homes were being sold for at the end of 2022. And right about here in the first part of 2023, we did start to see a rebound in home prices from January to February, climbed up a little bit and kind of flatlined. As we can see, they're kind of in this staying even mode for the last few months. So last month, the average sold price was $464,000. That's down from 1 year ago for about 2% is also not bad considering what's taken place in the last 12 months. So, you know, housing can't continue to go up forever each and every month. That would be a very unhealthy market. At the start of 2022, those first 6 months of 2022, it was an abnormal climb of appreciation. So the remaining 6 months of 2022, it was a decline of appreciation, and now we're starting to slowly get back to normal.
So it kind of looks like maybe we're going to start easing up a little bit, especially if the interest rates will come down.
So I do have another chart for you guys, and this is what forecasters are saying what's going to happen to home prices here in the next 12 months. So take a look at this. All right, here's some new data for you regarding home prices here. These are national numbers. Pay attention to the first four on the chart here. We have revisions from the Mortgage Bankers Association, Fannie Mae, Morgan Stanley, and the AEI Housing Center. These are their original forecasts at the end of 2022 of what home prices are going to do. And as you can see, the MBA thought home prices would fall 0.6%. Fannie Mae thought home prices were going to fall 1.5%. Morgan Stanley thought they would fall 4%, and the Housing Center thought it was going to drop significantly, 20%. But in a recent forecast here in July, they revised their forecast for what they think homes are going to do in the next 6 months to the end of the year. So as you can see, they've all turned to slightly stable or at zero. They think it's going to be flat, and a couple of them have actually up and thought
Oh,
there was
plus.
going to be appreciation of 3.9 and 6%. All right, now down at the bottom we have Zillow and CoreLogic of what they forecast home prices are going to do in the next 12 months into the summer of 2024. And here's CoreLogic, they're at 4.5%, which is kind of the historical
Good, healthy rise.
good, healthy
Yeah.
rise in the market. Zillow is a little bit more aggressive. They think an increase of 6.5% nationally over the next 12 months. I'm not that aggressive. I'm kind of in the 3 to 4% range myself, given the unknowns around interest rates and whatnot. But here's an update. A lot of people have gone from negative thinking around home prices now back into a healthy, stable home price appreciation market. And
Yeah.
let's take a look at days on market next.
Okay, and on this chart we have days on the market, and this red line up here is how much the house sold for versus its list price. You can see we're at 100%. That's a really healthy number. That means that if it listed for 400,000, it sold for 400. And so good numbers there. We hit a low of 92 there about 6 months ago, back up to 100. Over here, lining out 26, 27 over the last 2 months. That's a pretty low time on the market. Even considering some overpriced listings out there, 26, 27 is good, healthy market. We
Yeah.
just need more listings.
Yeah, I think the shortening of the days on market down back into the 20s is a reflection, and the list to sales price ratio back to 100%.
Yeah.
It's just a reflection of the activity that's going on in the market. There are buyers out there still looking, even though interest rates are up around 7%. A lot of homes are still, some homes, if they're priced well, are getting multiple offers.
Yeah.
And the 100% list to sales price ratio is reflecting that, because they're getting
Yeah.
what they're asking for.
Or more.
Yeah.
Which is making up for a couple others that aren't.
So these are indicators that we look at on a monthly basis to kind of gauge the temperature of the market, whether it's slowing down or if it's heating up. And just a few 6-7 months ago, we were in the low 90s, 92, 96
Yeah.
for the list to sales price ratio, and we felt this increase in activity in the market here in the spring, in the fall, not the fall, but in the summer, up back to 100%. So definitely seeing multiple offers come in.
David, where do you see us going from here?
It's a tough. I think it's more of the same. We're going to see more of the same that we saw this summer until the inventory rises, until rates maybe drop. I think we're going to kind of, I hate to say it, putz along to what we're seeing
Yeah.
this summer.
I think that's the two big ones. We
Yeah.
need more listings, and come on, lower those mortgage rates a
Yeah.
little bit.
The one thing I will mention is if rates drop to, let's say, just under 6%, I think it's going to spur up a ton of activity.
Yep.
More buyers are going to come into the market, and that's going to cause
More sellers to come into the
more
market.
sellers to come into the market. So if rates fall, home prices are going to go up.
I think so. Yeah.
And until that happens, I think we're going to kind of stay in this range. But it could happen going into 2024. So if I was a buyer in this marketplace, I would consider trying to find something now between now and the end of the year. And with the anticipation rates could go down
And drive prices up.
and drive prices up.
Yeah.
So right now, the folks that are winning in this market are sellers who can sell but don't have to sell to move somewhere else. They can just unload their property.
Right.
Maybe somebody that has a rental property that they're looking to sell the last few years. I think those are the people that are winning in this market, but it is kind of a tug-of-war market right now.
Yeah, the exchange across the board, like I'm going to sell and stay here and buy, isn't that interesting. I'm not
Yeah.
giving up my 4% for a 7.
Right. So the folks that can just sell without having to go buy something are taking advantage of this market right now.
Yeah.
So with that, what do you guys think? We throw out our opinions on the market. We showed you some data. Where do you think the market's going the next, 12 months from now? Drop us your opinion down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. And if you want to see more of our videos on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up if you want to see this video each and every month. Because whether you like it or not, we'll be here on the next one. See you soon.